Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Before we begin, be sure to like this video just to support the channel. It's an easy and free way to support the channel. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Subscribe to the channel where you're getting daily and consistent hot topics and breaking news and lives like this one. I decided last minute to go live and because I watched the Breakfast Club interview. I completely missed that interview this morning. I can't keep up on everything. But before we get into all of the details behind GIZELLE Bryant and Robyn Dixon's interview with the Breakfast Club, let's give everyone an opportunity to get into the chat room because I did not tell everyone that I'll be coming live again tonight. I didn't think I would be coming live again tonight either, but here we are. Here we are. All right, let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. What's going on? Shout out to all my mods. I appreciate everyone being here. If you would like to be a moderator, please let me know in the chat, but I have to know that you've been here consistently. You can't just, Johnny come lately. Let me just make sure everything is good on both ends. I will be posting the link for you to call in and weigh in. There are a lot of things to discuss from this GIZELLE Bryant and Robyn Dixon interview. I had to take notes because I was like, wow, they're saying a lot. And you may recall we talked about Robyn and GIZELLE's podcast. I actually even listened to the first episode. I thought it was a cute episode, and I said I would probably listen because I would think that they would be able to talk about the show on there. But based on this interview that they did with the Breakfast Club, it looks as if they won't be talking about the show on the podcast. So why am I going to listen? I don't know. I think they can't release anything that hasn't been already aired, but it'd be interesting to see if they'll do sort of like an after the episode. I'm going to stay tuned, but based on what they said in this particular interview, it doesn't look like they'll be talking about Potomac in that way for the season. But they talked a lot. One thing I have to give GIZELLE, she likes to talk, and she gave us a lot to talk about, including Porsha Williams. She talked about Porsha Williams and her situation, and I'm glad that the Breakfast Club asked about it. We have not covered that Charlemagne the God story. Oh, Charlemagne. Just when you think all the skeletons have been, buried or already exposed, I haven't had time to really sit and delve and do my due diligence in regards to that story. I shall, though. At some point, I shall, and we will talk about it. Let me just look. Hold on. Let me bring this over here. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing multiple things. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. If you haven't liked this video, be sure to like this video. We are live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're live on Kempire Radio's YouTube channel. And we're live on Facebook. The Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook, Kempire Radio Network on Facebook. And we're live on Twitch and Periscope. All of that will be the Kempire. All right. Let's see. Data said we need to speak on it from every franchise. I don't know how I feel about that. Because that's unless Candy's producing it and she's getting the proceeds from it, I don't know about that. But let's get into this situation. Look, if you're late, you're late. Look, Susie says, Susie says, thanks Kempire for this Friday chat. I'm battling a bad cold and need this. Oh, Susie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I feel better. A lot of people are saying that they're battling a cold. I think it might be allergies for some people, but it also could be the change in weather. The weather, like here in New York, went from like really warm to frigid and raining today. So take your vitamin C, y'all. Take care of yourselves. I've just been rubbing my eyes like crazy today. I think that's allergies. Mind you, I've been receiving allergy shots, so I don't know what that's about. Oh, Lord. Oh, shout out to my girl, Marcella. Hey, Marcella. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everyone. I wanted to give everyone a moment because I know some of us are on CP time. So I said, let's give you a moment. Let's give you a moment to get into the chat. TikTok, head on. Brandy says, you're live in 65 places at once. Exactly. I'm giving you options. But TikTok, I won't be able to see your comments actively during the live just because I won't be facing here. I'll be facing here. So if you would like me to see your comments or if you would like to call in or see what we're talking about, head on over to Kempire Daily or Kempire Radio on YouTube. And again, we have about 70 people, almost 100 people in the chat. Like the video if you haven't already. And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? That's all right. The good majority that watch the videos are not even subscribers. I mean, you keep coming back, so I guess I should be thankful. All right, let's get into this. Let's stop wasting any time. So GIZELLE Bryant and Robyn Dixon stopped by the Breakfast Club to promote their new podcast, Reasonably Shady. We've already talked about it before. Well, now they are sharing all kinds of stuff. And that's why, as I said before, why I like GIZELLE is because she will share a lot about other people, not her own stuff. But speaking of her own stuff, in this interview, she did confirm that her and Jamal are no longer dating each other. She says the excuse that she gives us, not what Monique said. I believe Monique, though. But okay, she says because of COVID and distance, they've just... Wait, I actually have a quote. Hold on. Let me get my quotes. I got a quote. So she confirmed the breakup, and she said, it's just not the right time. Is she just leaving it open? She's leaving it open for the future? Just not the right time. We do remember Jamal said he wasn't going to go back on that show, though, too, right? Jamal is a messy situation. How is that a pastor of a church and y'all still go to that is your pastor, some of y'all? Like, no judgment, but that could not be my pastor. I'm sorry. Oh, Teresa says, is she finally listening to her daughters? Or she's finally realizing Jamal said he's not coming back on the show? Jamal already said he wasn't coming back on the show. I was just wondering how they were going to spin it for the show. And basically, she just wants to have a hot girl summer. She is not looking for a relationship right now. This is what GIZELLE is saying for those that are just joining us. No, sometimes I just see the random comments. And Rob says Jamal is back in the phone. Speaking of back in the phone, GIZELLE does reveal that her and Karen are in a better place. In the season, it's a little rocky, but they are currently in a better place. But we've seen these two women be in a better place and then fall out. And she was shady to Karen in this interview because they were talking about, people that were rich. And I think it was DJ Envy who said, isn't Karen rich? And Robyn shaded Karen like, no. Well, GIZELLE shaded Karen too and was like, no, she's not rich. But I will quote Karen again. In order to owe millions, you have to have millions. They also said that Karen's still paying off that tax debt. Allegedly. I'll say allegedly. They didn't say allegedly. Maybe we'll see that play out during the season. I'm not sure if I'm that interested in seeing that play out. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac with a little splash of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll get into the Porsha news in just a second because they did talk about that early in the interview. I am jumping around a little bit. So we just confirmed from GIZELLE that her and Jamal are no longer seeing each other. She is currently single. She's trying to have a hot girl summer. All right, GIZELLE. Well, at least we don't have to pretend this season, because if she tried to make us pretend about her relationship with Jamal during the season, I really would have been, I don't think I'd be in the same place with GIZELLE. But speaking of this season, they do talk and confirm about Mia Thornton joining the cast and her having money and what her husband does and why he is loaded too. He was one of those guys that has a lot of those franchises like the McDonald's and things like that. And he's been doing that early on in the business. So he's got a lot of money. Okay. And Mia Thornton has a lot of money as well. I just saw Karen Huger's Instagram story with Mia Thornton. And as we already may know, that I guess Karen's the one who brings Mia on to the show. Not sure of what the depth of that relationship is, because as we've all learned, producers just use one of the women to bring a new housewife onto the show. Not sure of the depth. We'll see what storyline they'll give us this season. It is what it is. Okay. So she does confirm about Mia Thornton having money and about her husband being rich. And that's how the whole conversation about Karen not being rich came up. But they also talk about last season and what transpired last season. And Robyn decided to speak up. She says it was social media that really made the season worse than it should have been. She says that the whole situation with Monique could have been better if they just resolved it like the next day. Not sure you can resolve something that serious, especially a physical fight, the next day. But that was Robyn trying to be reasonable. But she also said that one of the things that I noticed that Robyn said, she said everyone victimized themselves. Now, she didn't name any names. She didn't say it was Candace or if it was Monique. They both were saying they're not sure why Monique decided not to come back. They said, they think it was her personal decision, but we know it was Monique's personal decision. We know that Monique received a contract for this season, but decided not to come back. And allegedly, that's the reason why Robyn still has a job. Okay. That's what we heard. That was the word on the street. But speaking of Robyn having a job, so first of all, she says the hat business is booming. I mean, I can believe that the hat business is booming. She's on a huge platform. Potomac has become very popular. I think it's going to continue to get popular. I think it's going to come to the level of an Atlanta. But she said the business is booming. That's a quote. She said the business is booming. Well, good for Robyn. She needs it. She owned it. She said she was broke when she first started the show. But she also talks about her not being inspired or not feeling motivated during this time, but she doesn't call it depression, but it seems as if her storyline this season is going to be about her not being motivated, her reacting to the pandemic, even though she has a successful business and they're building a new home. She says that there won't be a wedding this season because she didn't want to have a COVID wedding. Was that Cynthia shade? Sorry, Cynthia, you deserve it, though. I have to have Robyn's back on this one. She doesn't want to have a COVID wedding. This is her excuse. But she did say in this interview with The Breakfast Club, if you're just joining us, she did say in this interview that you can expect a wedding in season 7. Who invited you to season 7, Robyn? Who invited you? She just want to drag this out. I can see her using this as an excuse with the producers. Well, we can't have a wedding, y'all. It's COVID. That's just not responsible. So we're gonna have to deal with Robyn for another season. Are we gonna see this wedding, even though we hear rumors about Juan and other women, allegedly? Speaking of other women and Juan, she does talk about them living with each other when they first got divorced and how he did have a girlfriend while they were still living with each other. However, she didn't date at all. Everyone was wondering, like, how did you make that work? Look, this is what I believe. I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm just saying this is what I believe. And I said this multiple times. If you've been following me on TikTok or here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel or Kempire Radio's YouTube channel, then I've been saying for a long time, and I only had this conclusion after this last season. I believe that Robyn and Juan have conspired together to create a storyline for her so she has this salary. It's a good Bravo checks are good checks. It's not like 90 Day Fiance checks. Bravo checks are good checks, even for this new city. Even though I hear Dr. Wendy's not getting paid that well, allegedly. But with that being said, it's a good check for Robyn. I can see this is the father of her children. So her having her own salary, making her own money, being able to help carry the family. I can see them coming to an agreement. I mean, there are so many people out there with open relationships, but I don't believe this Robyn and Juan situation is an open relationship. I just think it's a relationship of convenience for their children and for her to stay on the show. That's just what I believe. I'm not saying that's fact. I'm just speculating. Let me take a sip. Okay. I know I'm jumping around. I just wanted to hold off before we jumped into some of the other stuff. Let me go through my notes. One thing they did mention, they said there won't be any butt grabbing this season because, of course, they brought up Michael and the whole butt grabbing situation from I don't know how many seasons ago. Poor Michael. He's never going to live that down. It seems as if he has a quiet season. Not sure if that's going to be good for Ashley, but Ashley is going through her own personal struggles this season. But we'll see. We'll see how that will play out. We will see how that will play out. We will see him, Juan and him during the season, according to Robyn. So we shall see. Okay. Lord. Let me just go through my notes. Okay. I'm gonna play a clip. Let me play a clip for you guys. Shout out to Chat Her Up on Instagram. I'm just gonna play a little clip from the Breakfast Club interview so that you guys can see a little bit of what Robyn, Gizelle had to say. Okay. About the Porsha situation. Okay. Hold on, y'all.
I'm the reasonable one. Yes, she's the.
Hold on, let me just get. All right, let me share screen. Hold on, y'all. Let's do this. Let's do that. Hold on.
Could have been drive us apart. I was just like, hell no, like, this is my girl. If she's wrong, I'm gonna ride with her wrong. Right. If she's right, I'm gonna ride with her right. Like, that's just is what it is.
And then we tell each other about ourselves.
About it on your podcast. When she's engaged to spoke about it on your podcast.
All right, let's talk about the Porsha situation, y'all.
I'm sure y'all spoke about it on your podcast. When she's engaged to her alleged friend's husband. What did y'all think about that?
I just wish they would have waited a little more time just to like release that. You know, whatever, things happen. So I wasn't really here for it. It definitely looks very shady. I think they should have kept it a little secret for a little bit longer.
Now, what about you, the shady ones?
Well, actually, in this instance, I'm not shady. So, you know, Porsha and I have another show together called Chat Room on Bravo, and it just so happened, like, we filmed Thursday, and she said they got engaged that night, and she was like, "Oh, Gizelle, I wanted to tell you," but I found out like the rest of the world via the Instagram. And it's so weird because everyone called me like, "Hey, what do you think about what happened?" Even my 82-year-old father, like, "Hey, Gizelle, let's talk about Porsha." I'm like, "Dad, I'm not responsible for the Porsha report. That's not what I'm here for." But it is hard to find love or lust or whatever you're looking for out here in these streets. It's hard to find it. So if she found it, I'm happy for her.
What if somebody from Real Housewives of Potomac got with your ex?
That would not be cool, because we are in something called, like, we're in like a little circle, right? But from what I understand, Fallon is gone. Fallon is probably no longer going to see Atlanta to save her life. So it's fine.
I'm being the shady one. I can't make that make sense. I'm sorry. This not making sense to me. I'm not going to.
You can't marry their husband.
No. Or like I said, just wait a little while.
I'm with you,
Like,
but
that was too soon.
sometimes things happen though. Like, you know, you can't control who you gravitate towards. Like,
That's true.
sometimes things happen. I don't know.
I feel that way. I think sometimes things happen. I feel like there are boundaries though, and we don't want to like cross boundaries. But listen, I love Porsha, so I'm gonna give Porsha a pass on this one.
And what if they weren't real friends? What if they were just friends for the show?
There's that, but still, you don't want to see if Fallon was still gonna be a part of the show. You don't want to see your ex-husband also then there on the show with somebody else.
Yeah, that's your real ex-husband. Like, that's not play.
Yeah, no.
After she invited her into the house and all that other
It's
stuff.
a great storyline.
But with TV, you don't know the truth was not. You know what I mean? You don't know if they were really friends.
Gizelle, who Pastor Holy Whore cheated on multiple times and had a baby on her, or a couple babies on. I can't remember. She's gonna give Porsha a pass. She's gonna give Porsha a pass. Not to say that they're the same situation, but she said she's gonna give Porsha a pass on this one. All right. She said she's gonna give Porsha a pass on this one. I have to see. These are the moments where I can appreciate a Robyn, because Robyn will speak truth to power. Robyn will make some sort of sense when you need her to make sense. And I like the fact that she was like, that wouldn't be cool with me. Although we hear Robyn, never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. And it's so funny because in the same breath, she's like, that couldn't happen in Potomac. Like that. How is it different though, Gizelle? I don't understand how it's different. It sounds a little hypocritical to me, but look, this is Gizelle. Gennaro says Robyn kept it real in that instant. In that instance. All right, I'm gonna drop the link for you guys to call in. I just decided to come live and just give you a quick recap of GIZELLE Bryant and Robyn Dixon's interview on the Breakfast Club, and I shared a lot of details already in the very first 15 minutes of this live. But I do want to talk about Dr. Wendy Asefo. They did talk about that as well. Hold on, let me just drop this in here. Okay, all right. So she does talk about Dr. Wendy Asefo, and one of the things that she says about Dr. Wendy Asefo is that she's not that interesting, because they asked her why she unfollowed Dr. Wendy Asefo on social media, and she said, I was just scrolling one day and I just looked at something and I was like, oh, I'm not that interested. She's not that interesting. So of course they have a fallout during the season, but the way that Gizelle is spinning it, she's saying that, and she probably said the same thing about Monique and how she handled the Monique situation. But she says that she reached out to Dr. Wendy to check on her because, you know, people can be very sensitive in these sort of arenas of reality TV when people are talking about your husband, when people are talking about, you know, cheating situations. So she says that, first of all, the reason why she unfollowed Dr. Wendy is that she's not that interesting. And she says that she was coming from a good place when she's asking these questions about the cheating rumors. And we've talked about the alleged cheating rumors. We've talked about it. Hold on. B, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Matter of fact, let me just post this up so you guys remember. Don't forget to like this video. We have almost 200 people in the chat. I'm going to bring up a couple of callers just to see what you guys are thinking. What's going on, Shantae?
Happy Friday.
Oh, I know. I didn't expect to go live. I honestly didn't. But then, you know, I'm going through stuff and then I'm like, oh, I didn't see this interview. Watched it. I was like, all right, let me go talk about it. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but I said, let me get it over with. Tomorrow I can take a break.
I hear you. I'm just ready for this one weather to just be permanent. It's like only 60 degrees today here. I'm like, what in the world?
I know. The weather changed so dramatically around here. What were your, as I said before, there were a lot of things that came out in this conversation, which I can appreciate. Mm-hmm. I can definitely appreciate. But what were the things that stood out to you that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, somebody in the chat mentioned like it's good that Robyn stood on this because that proves that Robyn does not always look
I just want to say, Shantae, you sound a little muffled. Are you talking through something, or I'm not sure why?
No. Hold on 1 second. Let me try something.
Yeah, it just sounds a little muffled. I want to make sure people are able to hear you.
All right. Does that sound better?
Amazingly better.
Okay, because I had my Bluetooth earbuds in, so I took those out. But no, one thing that somebody mentioned in the chat, and I thought was a good point, and they were like, I like when Robyn stands on her own, which was a good point because I don't think Robyn always looks to echo every little thing Gizelle says. She doesn't always look for Gizelle to pull her string.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good point that somebody made. And hopefully we'll see more of that this season of her just kind of having her own opinion. You know, I never thought that Robyn looked to. Yeah, I never thought she was like Gizelle's puppet. I never liked when people said that.
Yeah. I mean, she did have some puppet moments, though.
A few. You're right. She had a few.
I mean, she had a couple puppet moments because I've always felt like, you know, she always stood on her own until last season, and I was like, what is going on here?
Yes.
Shantae,
as far as Gizelle,
Shantae, I think there's I'm just gonna drop you out and call back in because I think there's a delay, and that can be just the communication. Okay. All right, Erin, I'm gonna bring you up.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh my God, I'm well. How are you? First of all, I love your podcast. I love your TikToks.
Thank you.
I'm M. Teresa, by the way. It's just like a name that I use.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh, I'm literally starstruck. Okay, I'm sorry. First of all, let me tell you something. I am Team Mo to the whatever. I'm actually from where she's initially from, right? And especially, let's see, if someone's gonna come at me, with your face, like I'm gonna beat up a bitch. I'm gonna keep it real. Are we allowed to say that? Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, we can say it, but I won't condone it.
I'm just saying, I definitely feel like Candace definitely, tempted her and whatever. In terms of Giselle, how can she condone? Oh, it's okay for Porsha, but no one else.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You know what I think it is? She's trying to, because she works with Porsha, right. I feel like for some reason, everyone that Porsha works with is just sort of like, okay, Porsha, this is all right. Even though all these women have been in situations where there's been another woman.
1,000%. I completely agree. No, I love, I will talk to Wendy Sefo. I can't stand her. For real.
You might like her this season, though, after this whole... I mean, if you're going to have to choose a side, is it going to be Giselle or Dr. Wendy?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I like her glow up. I respect the glow up. I think she looks fabulous. But, I just feel as though she's just on Karen's coattails all the time. Where it's like, oh, Karen, why are you leaving early? Why are you doing this? Why do you not know me? Da-da-da. But it's like, who cares? If you really want to hold your own, who cares? For real.
Maybe she'll have a shift this season because now she's not Team Giselle, so maybe she'll have a better shift.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I want to say, oh my God, I can't live one here. Oh, so
Thank you so much for calling in, Erin. I appreciate it.
Of course, and I cannot wait to hear your next TikTok or whatever.
Thank you, Erin. Bye. All right, I'm gonna bring up. Wait, hold on, Shantae.
Hello.
Okay, testing. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Because sometimes with the delay, it just messes up the conversation, and I didn't want that to happen. I'm gonna bring up someone else, someone that you know and love. Look at that
smile. My soul sister, Miriam.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Shantae. Because Shantae, I wanted you to get out what your thoughts were. Because first of all, Shantae, there were a lot. Like I said, there was a lot of things said in this conversation, including Jamal they're broken up. Of course, the Dr. Wendy situation. Like, what are your thoughts on any of that?
So, I would like to see Giselle dating. I don't want to see her go back to Jamal. And I didn't really care much for Sherman either. He just seemed like a clown to me. I just didn't care much for him. I did like that other guy. I think was his name Kevin.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one guy that she went on a date with? I liked him for her.
And that was only the only date they went on.
Right. Because I think she said that her mother knew him and liked him.
Yeah.
So, but I would like to see her. I would like to see Giselle find love with somebody that's going to treat her right. Because, I mean, her father, as much as we've been talking about how Giselle don't do it, like her father's objection should have been the one that just put that nail in that coffin, honestly. As far as what she was saying about Wendy, I'm hoping Giselle wasn't being messy. Even though we saw in that trailer, her and Ashley talked about it first. And Miss Ashley, always knowing the dirt, and she holds on to it for leverage, but that's a whole other different story.
Oh my God.
But she does. But I just hate to see Giselle get back into it and get messy yet again, because here we go. She's making herself like the villain, and she seems to like to play it so well. But I'm curious as to what Wendy's relationship with Charisse is, if any, because that party she had for her baby's sippancy, Charisse was there at that party.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know that. Charisse was there at that party. I don't know why they cut her all out and didn't mention it or didn't show like Charisse there at that.
They showed.
So they did?
No, they didn't. They didn't show her there.
Didn't sit there.
Yeah, they didn't show her at that party. She was there though.
We saw her amongst the
No, that was another party, Miriam. They didn't show her at the sip and see.
Yeah, she was at the sip and see.
Yeah. So she was there, but we didn't see her on film. We saw her on film at the other party at Ashley's party.
Damn, I'm getting old.
Which leads me to believe.
It's okay, Miriam. You don't have to know every single detail.
Which kind of leads me to believe, I'm wondering if she was the one that planted that seed for that Monique rumor.
Oh, Cherie?
Even though because she knew she wasn't going to. I'm wondering if she did.
Yes.
Because remember, from what I understand, her. So what now?
I believe that Charisse was in the mix.
Absolutely. Because remember, she had a problem with Monique trying to be all friendly and buddy with her friends, which I thought was a little petty.
Mm-hmm.
But, and we know Charisse. Charisse is just nasty. So I'm wondering how much of her influence is there in a lot of things, even though she's no longer on the show.
But she's desperate, I hear, allegedly, that to be on the show.
Thirsty.
Not thirsty.
Wow.
What did Shante? One other question. What did you think about what Gizelle had to say in regards to Porsha?
It came off diplomatic to me, like I was saying about Nene. Because remember, she didn't go all in and say, "Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, she needs to." Blah, blah, blah. No, she kept it cute, kept it simple, kept it diplomatic. So. I don't.
She literally said, "Though I'm going to give Porsha a pass on this one."
Unless maybe she knows a little bit more than we do, because I'm going back to what Porsha said about I know how the optics makes this look. I'm like, yeah. So maybe she knows a bit more than we do. I'm wondering. And she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna let Porsha say all that for herself, and she can speak for herself. Maybe that's what it was.
I mean, she did speak for herself, though. I'm just trying in my mind, and I'm not judging Porsha in this particular scenario,
right?
But I'm trying to make it make sense on what could the excuse be, because this man was friends with Dennis, worked with Dennis on other projects, and you worked with a woman on this show, and you're saying that you fell in love and you're getting married in less than a month. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to understand, Porsha. I'm trying to understand where you're
I don't think we will ever get to understand, especially if this doesn't last, if there's no wedding. Because I think that's really what everybody's on pins and needles about. Is she going to make it down the aisle? And I'm just curious, if they're having 3 wedding ceremonies, which wedding ceremony is the prenup going to be written on for, the date for?
You know what?
Because you know what? Portia's less than smart. She needs top-notch lawyers because she's not thinking like that. And you got to.
Shante says she's less than smart.
I'm just saying.
Miriam, I want you to weigh in before we get to the Porsha part, because we already know where you're gonna go. Let's talk about your name. Is Jamal coming? Is he coming?
That says I feel like Gizelle, she is just in the same situation as the Porsha fans are.
Let's not talk about the Porsha fans.
No, but I'm just doing the analogy. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm talking about the situation. They are caught up in an uncomfortable situation because it was always like them shaming others. But now it's their idol or friend, in Gizelle's case, co-worker, that is doing the wrongdoing, according to them. So they always would shame people on trying to flirt with married men or get involved with married men. That was their slogan. And all of a sudden, their goddess is the one doing it. And now they want to excuse it.
I was asking you about Jamal, and you jumped on the Porsha situation. I said we're going to leave that to the. I said we're going to leave that to the end. I was asking about is Jamal coming, and you jumped around to that. You can't help yourself, Miriam.
No, towards Gizelle. No, you know what? It's like it's just conflated. I was really talking about Gizelle here because you were saying, well, I thought you were asking me what do I think about her giving her a pass.
No. I do want you to answer that, but I was asking first before we get into that because I know that's going to be a long explanation. But your name is Jamal coming, and she confirmed in this new interview that her and Jamal have broken up because of the pandemic, allegedly, and the distance.
They were never together. Never. It was. I am telling you, like I don't know, Giselle. Let me talk before it comes because I know it's a girl. Love you, Sanjay. The thing is, it was always a plot to promote the restaurant. I don't even think she really wanted to be with him. I think it was a segue that she could have something for her daughters from him, and that would be the storyline. That would be the legacy for her daughters. And the show is a wonderful platform to promote the restaurant.
Do you know the name of the restaurant?
No.
Exactly.
Because this is the thing, the fakeness and of their relationship took over, and her dad's hot mic moment had a life of its own. So this is why the restaurant never got anywhere, even in the show. And then we start, like, all the blogs are talking about like all the baby mamas and all the babies and babies. So the story that they were together wasn't not only adding up, was a blatant lie. And then fast forward, this is where like Gizelle, she was shaming or promoting or repeating the rumors that she heard from Cherise, that Cherise heard from Gigi about Monique cheating on Chris. So that was the whole thing about Gizelle was talking about in the show. And then we heard Candace in that infamous live that she made sure she had a filter on and she was eating from a polyfoam container. We know, doesn't matter, you delete it, doesn't matter, Bravo didn't show on the reunion, but they chose to show Chris and Monique's reply live. And he said there was a plot. So they were plotting. The idea was deflect, as always. Let's talk about Monique being a cheater and that there is a question in the paternity of her child. And who started was Gigi. She went to all the castmates, to all cast, but none of them were bringing it to the show.
Yeah.
Got a crack through Cherise, and Cherise told Gizelle, who said, okay, let's talk about her. So don't look at me, at my relationship.
But speaking about this new season, because that's the past at this point, that's the past. Yeah. Okay. And Monique is not coming back. And they did talk about that during their Breakfast Club interview and how social media kind of changed the whole narrative of what was happening on the show. Yeah. But speaking of what's going to happen on this new season and Gizelle being involved in this whole cheating question to Dr. Wendy, what did you think about what she said about Dr. Wendy not being that interesting?
Well, I know you don't want to say, you don't want me to mention Monique, but this is Monique 2.0. It's the same story. It's someone else. Mm-hmm. She has problem in her marriage. And now the problem is Gizelle can't even fake she is with Jamal, because we know of the new babies and the receipts were there. They're everywhere. We even have like a show after that. So this is why she goes, okay, I'm going to say we're not together anymore, that we broke up. Girl, you never broke up. You broke up a long time ago when you went to the mental facility. This is when you broke up with him. And then you tried to get back together. I think she just wanted to prove the point that she's going to be the one married to the pastor, because her whole family was against her. Her father didn't walk her down the aisle. I know that past brought Gizelle here. And Gizelle, so that nobody dissects her life, she dissects others. And I am very happy that she's coming after Wendy, because Wendy, since she has the 4 degrees, she should have been street smart, not only book smart. Because she should know that she doesn't know these women. And if these women did that to Monique, they're going to do it to her. And I can't imagine her not knowing if it's true or not that at least I think she heard the rumors about her husband.
They addressed the rumors on his Instagram post.
No, I mean before. I mean last
season. You mean, before this. Yeah. I'm sure.
The rumors were there. So this is my thing. Be street smart. We have 1 degree in street smartness. If they did that to others, they don't have loyalty to anyone but themselves. What makes you think that they're not going to come after you? And I always knew that, like, whenever you leave there is a target and they go after that prey. When that prey is gone, Monique is gone, right? So now they have to go against each other, and they're gonna go against the weakest link. Ashley now she masters addressing her husband's indiscretions. That they can't even, she doesn't even feel shame anymore. It's like she's talking about the recipe. So they can't go after Ashley anymore. They can't go after Ashley. And we know her husband, what he does. So and they try to go after Karen. And Karen, she's renewing her vows. So now they're going to go after Wendy. Hi, Wendy. It's your turn now. And,
what did you think about what Robyn said in regards to not having a COVID wedding and look forward to a wedding in season 7?
She is dodging the ball because we know even without COVID, they were not going to get married. Here is Karen. She had a renewing of vows, which is not as important. No, it is important, but I mean, they're married already. And they made a celebration, an additional celebration. So they did that. You can't get married to the man that you're living with and you want to have a name with. Like, this is like, again, it's Jamal stayed on the phone, and Juan Dixon, he stays in the court, in the basketball court. They live in the same house because co-parenting is easier, and they love their children. And I don't falter them for that, but she is using that as if they're still together. Juan is getting back his money through Bravo because he's getting a check. And let's face it, Andy has a crush on him. Everybody has a crush on Juan.
Including Michael Darby. Shantae, what are your thoughts on Shantae, what are your thoughts on a season 7 wedding with Robyn?
If they're still together, I see a season 7 wedding.
So wait, are you speculating that they won't be together?
No, it's just they're just so in limbo. I mean, we don't see any progress with them. They're all wishy-washy all the time. Yeah, they got engaged, but that could have been a formality just for the simple fact that they've been living under the same roof. So I just, I don't see any like real movement with them. I know we saw that, was it last season when she was at the bar role playing, and it was like,
God,
okay,
don't remind me.
Yeah, with the tag still attached to the coat. But it's like we don't really see any real, like, we haven't seen them courting, dating. I would have liked to have seen them focus on that a little bit. So just, I don't know, it just seems like their relationships in limbo and it's just a formality.
Do you believe, so some of the things that we learned during the season that we can expect for the season is that they're going to have a reasonably shady podcast party during the show. And also Robyn says that her hat business is booming. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I believe it because Robyn works PR, so she has a database. She has a huge database because she was with a different PR company before the show than the one she was with when she first came on. So she knows a lot of people and has that large database. So I believe by word of mouth and, the people that she already knows and all the other basketball moms, because remember on the podcast, she mentioned that they're doing like a youth league. So I think by word of mouth and her sorority ties, because she's a Delta, I think her business is doing pretty good.
Okay. All right. So I want to get into, lastly, before we sum this up, to talk about the clip that I played where Gizelle pretty much gives Porsha a pass for this whole, I like to call it an affair because I think the man is still married. They literally were fighting for their marriage on Facebook, where he was saying all the wonderful, beautiful things about Fallon this year. It was back in March. So I kind of feel like I don't believe this month scenario. I do believe that she was forced to kind of come out early because of everything that she's plotting and planning for the next few months. That's just what I believe. I'm not saying that's true, but it just doesn't make sense based on the timeline she's given. She must think that we're slow, but I don't think that we are. What are your Miriam? I'm going to start with you, Miriam. What are your thoughts on what she had to say about Porsha?
For me, that's 100% hypocrisy. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So it is an affair. It is. Hi, Porsha. It is an affair. I am sorry. I just wish you owned it. Just own it. Own your truth. And people who love you is forgiving. Just own your truth. Don't play us. Don't pretend that you think we are dumb, because the streets are not dumb. The blogs are not dumb, because something we learned is that the blogs, they are like exposing everything that they are trying to mask or hide. If we didn't know what we know through the blogs, we would maybe believe, you know? And it's like for her to give her a pass, you are a woman that was cheated on constantly, and even your plot to make believe that you're together, even that he did not honor. You are giving her a pass. Why? Because she is the executive producer of the Bravo chat room that you were part of, and they.
Does Gizelle not have executive producer credit either?
No, but it's Porsha. They kind of gave it to Porsha, and it was kind of like she owes Candy fruit baskets.
Here we go with the fruit baskets.
Fruit basket, yeah, all along. I'm big on loyalty, and they ruined Bravo chat room. It started like it was first only Kate Chastain. It was the best. Then when they made that, just because to bring diversity, which okay, we want diversity. Representation is everything. But then Gizelle and Porsha, it was an extension to what they do on Housewives, and that was the problem. And I think I mentioned it before. Kate, she left because she didn't want to be part of that. Because Gizelle, she even dodged the question about orgy, saying, "No, why you're asking me? Let's ask the expert, Kate." Since then, Kate changed, and then she was being disengaged, and that was leading to her exit from the show. So you are giving her a pass. You were like repeating the rumor about your castmate cheating on her husband and having, you know, like, and doing like saying horrible things, and you are giving Porsha a pass. Why? That double standard. It's pure double standard. It's gaslighting, and the fact that she's gorgeous doesn't hide the ugliness of the act. Like, she is being ugly, but just say, I wish she didn't do that. I wish her the happiness, because I love Porsha. She's my girl. But I think it's like, I don't know. She can dodge the question without giving her a pass, because that's wrong. Now they're glorifying people like doing what Porsha did.
Look, I want to say this because I think this needs to be said. There are plenty of people in the world that get into relationships with someone that's separated or that's even married. Does it make it right? Look, that's up to the people involved. I'm not going to say if it's right or wrong. Would I want that to happen to me? Hell no. Would I want to be involved in a situation like that? Hell no. But like I said, with this Porsha situation, we literally found out this information while we were live. We were talking about something. We were breaking down the picture. Remember? Do I still have the picture on here? I think I do.
Oh gosh. Remember,
I gotta put out my receipts. I had to literally.
I remember.
We were breaking down the body language in this picture. This was before. This was Mother's Day. We were breaking down the body language. Like, this doesn't look right. But then we were like, there was no way that would be too messy. That's impossible. That's our baby's father right next to her. That's the man that we saw with the wife on the show this past season. There's no way. How is that supposed to happen?
But you know what, though? Here's the thing. When we were talking about how Porsha and Dennis's relationship started, because remember, Porsha and Dennis at the very beginning were casually dating, supposedly when she turned up pregnant. And they were really just started filming together to do him a favor and to give her to add to her storyline. So I really don't think they really have each other's heart like that. You know, I'm not trying to judge the relationship and put a stain on it, but people all the time are in casual relationships or relationships they're not serious about, and it produces a baby. And we see Dennis done messed around and cheated on her like he wasn't ugly or something. So I really do believe that that's just what it was. They just didn't have each other's heart like that. They weren't truly in love.
So they got engaged. Look, they got engaged.
Listen.
A formality. I'm telling you.
Remember Porsha in the living room saying, "When I knew about his bank account."
Right.
And
it was worth her pursuing a relationship with him to see if they could take it further. Not to mention, as much as we're coming down on Porsha, because like I said, a lot of this just matches some of her supposed ways. Let's look at Simon and how quickly he turned around from I want to work things out with my wife. I want to work things out with family. And he was the one all being creepy, staring at them at the pool.
I said that from jump. I said, why was that man looking at them like that?
So he was, I would be able to say maybe he was pushing up more on her, because Porsha now, even as old as she is, she's almost 40. I just still see that naive teenage girl in her.
Yeah.
So I really
I do too.
So right, you know. So
I'm glad that you bring. I'm glad that you're bringing up, Shantae, that we should be talking more about what Simon has done in this particular situation, because he should not get scot-free in regards to the conversation. We're not beating down on any of these people. We're just having a conversation. These are public figures. They were on one of our favorite shows, so we're not. We could care less. When we get off of here, we ain't thinking about these people. I'm thinking more about what I want to watch next on TV.
Indeed, because everything just looks so sus from his part too. Yeah. Him dealing with that girl that she said, what is she, the one you call that white woman? That was what, in March when she was in his car?
That was Jessica Cakes. Come on, don't disrespect this white woman.
You call her that white woman. Yeah. But I think she said that was just in March.
Okay, 1 second. I just have to say this though, because you guys know I have this collaboration with Femme Tarot where we read some of your favorite celebrities. She reads the tarot cards, I read them for Phil. Well, she predicted that this one is gonna get pregnant, or might be pregnant, allegedly.
Oh no!
So that's gonna be funny, because everyone's gonna be like, "Is it Simon's baby?" I'm waiting for that story. You heard it here first.
Yes.
It's not Simon's baby. It's not Simon's
that's
baby.
the thing. Simon is slinging his eggplant all over Atlanta.
You are assuming that it's an eggplant.
Well, whatever. Either way, he's still ugly.
Yeah, but we always agree.
Let me tell you something. Ugly men walk around like they just got something to prove because they know they're ugly.
His money makes
I said it. I said it.
Shantae, did you have some brown juice?
No. Listen, this is a completely sober thought. I am telling the truth. Everybody in the chat can tell you they've met or knew one ugly dude that just walked around like he was it. And an ugly man know they're ugly. They'll tell you to your face they ain't got no choice to be sexy because they ugly.
His money makes him attractive. His money.
I don't think Simon's that bad. I mean, he ain't my type. But I don't think. I mean, she definitely got a type because Simon and Dennis kind of favor each other.
Well, listen. Remember Eileen Davidson from Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Her husband now, they fell in love when they both were married.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what's right.
Say it again.
Never. And this is how someone that finds themselves in this bad situation address it. She never did it. She was never proud of it. And she said it was a hard time in their lives because both of them were in different relationships, but they tried to make it right by their partners. And now, like, they really love each other, and they've been together for how long? So it happens.
Look at Margaret in New Jersey. Same situation.
Yeah. So it's not the first time. We're not saying that Porsha broke, something here that never was done before. It's her lying that is making this a story, and her hypocrisy is what is making her look really bad. We always agreed that Simon, he changes women like he changes Ferraris. And we predicted also on your channel that the way that Porsha got him is going to be the same way that she's going to lose him for the newer and better version. And here I agree with everything that you and Shantae said. But Porsha is not that naive person. She plays that. And she knows that that's what makes people like her and makes her endearing. And she knows how to play it funny. But she is no dummy.
Oh,
but she's doing a dumb thing.
I want to round this out. It's a Friday before a long weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all of our troops that defend our freedom. Not sure if I'll go live this weekend, but you never know. If there's breaking news, you know. You get daily and consistent content. We have over 200 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. Look, I'm excited for a long wrestle weekend. You know, it's important no matter what job you're doing to take the time to rest this weekend. You know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's about to end, but we'll still be talking about mental health awareness. And that means taking the time, each of us, no matter what your job is, to take a moment and take a break. Because I probably need to take a break. I did not mean to come live, but I felt the energy and I was like, oh, let me talk about this. Shantae said, Mr. Ugly Man been plotting on Porsha since they've been at their pool.
Yep.
That's the first thing I saw when I looked down. Oh, Lord. Okay, I want to round this out, ladies. I'm going to start with Miriam. And Miriam, I want this to be focused on the topic, please. And the topic is Gizelle and Robyn's interview on The Breakfast Club. Any part of that you can address. I know there's a Porsha element to it, but we just talked about Porsha a whole lot. So what are your last minute thoughts?
I just think it's deplorable from Gizelle to give her a pass, because is this the example she's given her daughters? That's okay for you guys to do to other women what your dad did to me. Okay, for me, like it's beyond wrong. Just like you called yourself the first lady, act like a lady and speak like, because you have a following. There is the story called, there is a book called Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince. The moral of the story is that if I like you, or if I love you, Kempire, somehow, some way, you are responsible for me, because you should be appreciative of my feelings towards you. You know what I mean? Even as a friend. So she should be more responsible, because a lot of people look up to her, to Gizelle. So I can see all of her fans being confused. But you were always the woman that never even wanted to admit that your husband cheated on you, and that still cheats on you. And now you're giving Porsha a pass. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Just be truthful. And about mental health, I need you to come live for my mental health, because it's raining. We can't do shit.
I know it's raining in the Northeast.
Yeah.
I might. I didn't say I wasn't going to, but I might. But I'm not promising that I'll come live. I have been trying to do that Sunday Fun Day brunch thing on Sundays where I come live and talk. I may do that, but I also record with them tarot. So I'm I'm talking all day, every day. I gotta rest my voice, y'all.
That's my Costco time.
Oh, I can't with you, Miriam. Miriam, thank you so much for calling in and supporting the channel as always. Have a great weekend. You may see me again. Shantae, last minute thoughts on this hot topic of Gizelle and Robyn's interview with The Breakfast Club.
So yeah, they told us quite a bit. Like I said, I'm just stoked and looking forward to this season. It's about to be June. We ain't gonna have but a few weeks left. I'm gonna be front and center. I cannot wait. I just hope they, I hope they really bring more with Robyn and Juan. You know, like I said, I'd like to see more with them. I'd like to see Robyn with more of a storyline. Otherwise, we're going to have to start justifying talking about her at least being demoted to friend of. And yeah, I'll just say what Miriam said as far as how Gizelle gave old girl a pass. But, like I said, we got our eyes on Mr. Ugly Man too.
No.
He got the ball rolling. So Porsha's along for the ride, but he got the ball rolling.
I'm going to hit
so we're not going to forget
tonight.
Yes. And I can't wait for this rain to go away. It's warming up, and I am coming to New York this summer. They're finally opening up. So
June 1st.
Yes.
Thank you, Shantae, for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. Oh, OD, what's going on?
Can y'all hear me very well?
Yeah, make it quick, OD.
Okay, so Gizelle, I don't even get you talking about giving Porsha a pass. Girl, your man was actually having fellatio and segregation, allegedly messing around with people in the segregation. I've been hearing these rumors.
I think you mean the congregation?
I don't know how to say that word, child. But I've been hearing that around for a long time because I personally live in Potomac. Personally, I'm in that area. Whatever. I hear those rumors all the time. I'm like, girl, stop being messy. But anyway, and Robyn, she has her own brain. I'm proud of her speaking up because if you can take a man cheating on you, like if you can take a man cheating on you and all that, having 5 babies on you, 5, not even know, it's probably 10 now, but having 5 or 10 babies on you, but you're giving Porsha a pass, that is some shady stuff. I don't know how that works out, I haven't been married, but that's crazy. I'm gonna just leave that alone. But I'm glad Robyn got her own brain, finally telling Giselle the truth. And yeah, I think. Oh, and her calling Wendy not interesting. I think she's interesting. Personally, I think she's interesting because she's a Fraser Parks 2.0, but she's not shady. Even though she got 4 degrees and all that, that don't mean nothing. You still got a personality for yourself. Okay?
Odie, I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate your opinion.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. We have almost 200 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't liked, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. You're getting consistent daily hot topics here on the channel. And don't forget, a new episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is out today. This is where you're getting unfiltered, uncensored conversation on some of your favorite hot topics, and including some hot topics that I haven't covered on any of my other platforms. So if you're not subscribed to the Kempire Radio podcast, head on over to your favorite podcast platform today. All right. Thank you to all of my moderators. Happy birthday to Rob. Rob, it's your birthday, you said? I think you said that. Let me know in the chat. Happy birthday to Rob, one of our moderators. Shout out to our moderators. Thank you to everyone for the super chats or the super stickers. Appreciate you supporting the channel. And liking this video is an easy and free way to support the channel. And I want to hear from you. Those that are watching this video after the live, let me know your thoughts on some of the conversation that we had in regards to Giselle and Robyn's interview. I thought it was an interesting interview. I'm not sure if I'm going to be listening to Robyn and Giselle's podcast if they're not going to give us some thoughts on the season. Don't forget, the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac will premiere on July 11th. I'm in. I'm ready to see how this will play out. Based on what we're hearing, it sounds as if Robyn still is not going to have an interesting storyline. Even in her conversation, we didn't really get like, oh, it's going to be an interesting year for Robyn. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm open to it. But girl, I'm not going to wait around for a wedding in season 7 because I'm sure some sort of excuse or some sort of storyline is going to come up. Just saying. Oh, Rob said his birthday was in April. Well, happy belated, Rob. I saw. Oh no, it's your friend's birthday. Mine was in April. Happy belated, Rob. Happy birthday to anyone celebrating a birthday. May is almost over, so I have to let go of my May birthday month. We're moving into June. It is Gemini season. Shout out to the Geminis. All right. All right, y'all. I'm going to go rest up. I'm going to watch more This Is Us. Have you guys been watching the latest season of This Is Us? That show has to be the best show on television. The best writing, the best acting. It's such a good season. And this is going to be their, after this season, next season will be their last season. So good. So I'm going to go watch that and cry. That's what if you want to know what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be in my bed watching This Is Us and crying because every damn time I don't even see it coming. And then the end of the episode, I'm like, oh my God. Love it. I am also going to do a deep dive into Shahs of Sunset. I was just watching that before this live. I'm on towards the end of season 2. Got it to get into season 3. And look, thank you, Diana. Thank you for the reminder. It is Pride Month. We're gonna do what we can do in regards to Pride Month as well. I wonder. I guess since New York will be open, we'll be having Pride. I guess maybe I'll go this year. I haven't gone in a few years. I don't like people like that. The pandemic's been great for me. Except partitions everywhere. Yes, stay away. Keep your distance. Anyways, guys, don't forget, I know it's Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated if you feel that you want to get vaccinated. To make it very easy. I'm thankful. The only side effect I had was a little bit of a sore arm. But if you don't want to get vaccinated, continue to remain diligent in regards to wearing a mask and staying 6 feet apart. All right. All right. Shout out to everyone that joins this conversation every single day. I feel like I've gone live every single day. That's why I need a break. But I appreciate all of our moderators, all the super chats, all the super stickers, all of the people that support and like the channel and leave feedback, negative or positive. But if you're going to leave negative comments, be constructive. Be constructive. Either way, I really don't care. But I'm just saying, be constructive, because I don't even need to. I'm not going to respond. You'd be shocked. I've seen comments and I'll start responding. I'm like, oh, I'm not responding. I don't respond to negativity. I respond to the people showing love. There are so many people showing love, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everyone being here. Again, have a wonderful night. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. Follow me on my TikTok, because TikTok and on YouTube, you're getting daily videos. Daily videos. All right, let me go rest up. I will see you guys probably tomorrow.